Good morning, class. Are you fine this morning? I'm very well, thank you. Alright, what day is it today? Very good. Today is Tuesday and welcome back to our online class. Maybe during these 2 weeks we are going to study online. So I hope you stay focused in the lesson while studying online class. Alright, so today how many sessions are you going to study or how many subjects are you going to study? There are 2 subjects, right? Okay, so the first session we study listening express 3 and the second session we study hangout 6, right? Okay, so now I would like you to continue the lesson with me with listening starter 3. But before we continue our lesson, I would like to review the words you learned in Unit 2 first, right? Okay, so there are 8 words you learned in Unit 2. We have work, part, machine, power, battery, tool, bill, and robot. Okay, these are the words in Unit 2, right? And what is the title of Unit 2? Machines. Yeah, Unit 2, machines. Okay, so now I would like you to open the book all together on page 16. Are you at the same page, everyone? Very good. Okay, so now let's start the lesson all together. On page 16, we focus on warm-up listening. There are 2 activities here, right? A and B. Now focus on part A altogether. Okay, look at part A and focus on the lesson altogether. A. Listen, choose T for true or I for false. But before you listen, I would like you to read all the information here first. Okay, so now read all the information with me. 1. Mike bought an RC car from a store. True or false? 2. It took Mike 10 days to build his car. True or false? 3. The RC car uses a lot of power. True or false? Okay, so we have 3 sentences here. While you are listening, you have to choose T for true or I for false. Okay, so now I would like you to listen to the track carefully and after that choose the correct answer. Now, listen.
Warm-up listening.
Did you buy a new toy, Mike? Is it an RC car?
Yes, it is. But I didn't buy it from a store. I built it last weekend.
You did? That's so cool. What parts did you need to build it?
I needed a few machine parts, so I used some from one of my old broken RC cars.
How long did it take you to build it?
It took me 3 hours to put everything together.
You did a great job. It seems to work perfectly.
Oh, it's not perfect at all. It uses a lot of power, so I have to replace the battery often.
Maybe it's because you're having so much fun playing with it.
You may be right.
Finish? Very good. Okay, so now let's take your answer with me. Number 1. Mike bought an RC car from a store. True or false? It must be false. Okay, so what is the correct answer, everyone? What is the correct answer? Okay, he built it by himself. Okay, he built it last weekend, right? Okay, now let's continue to number 2. It took Mike 10 days to build his car. True or false? Took him 10 days? It took him 10 days to build his car? No. Okay, it took him only 3 hours to build his car, right? Okay, so now let's continue to the last one. 3. The RC car uses a lot of power. Okay, does it use a lot of power? Very good. It uses a lot of power, so it must be true. Okay, so now let's check your answer again. Number 1, full. Number 2, full. And number 3, true. Okay, so now we finish part A. Let's continue to part B altogether. Okay, B. Listen again. Fill in the blanks. Before you listen and fill in the blanks, I would like you to read the question first. Okay, we have some information here, right? We have question and we also have some sentences like the answer, but you have to fill in the blank. Okay. Alright, so now read all the information with me. 1. When did Mike build his car? How long did it take? Mike built his car, blah blah blah, weekend. It took him, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, to build it. Okay, let's continue to the second question. What did Mike use to build his car? He used, blah blah blah, from his old broken RC car. The second one, the car uses a blah 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 for power. Okay, it has to be replaced often. Okay, so now after reading all the information here, I hope some of you can choose the correct answer to fill in the blank, right? But to make sure, you have to listen to the track again, and after that fill in the blanks. Now, listen.
Warm up listening.
Did you buy a new toy, Mike? Is it an RC car?
Yes, it is. But I didn't buy it from a store. I built it last weekend.
You did? That's so cool. What parts did you need to build it?
I needed a few machine parts, so I used some from one of my old broken RC cars.
How long did it take you to build it?
It took me 3 hours to put everything together.
You did a great job. It seems to work perfectly.
Oh, it's not perfect at all. It uses a lot of power, so I have to replace the battery often.
Maybe it's because you're having so much fun playing with it.
You may be right.
Finish? Very good. Okay, so now let's check your answer with me. Okay, so number 1. When did Mike build his car? How long did it take? Okay, Mike built his car last weekend, right? Okay, so this one you complete the word last weekend. Okay, let's continue to the next one. It took him, I told you the answer already in part A, right? It took him 3 hours. Very good. It took him 3 hours. Yeah. It took him 3 hours to build it. Well, now we finish number 1. Let's continue to number 2. 2. What did Mike use to build his car? He used what? He used some parts, right? Or you can say, okay, some it can be optional. So he used parts. He used parts from his old and broken RC car, right? How about the second one? What word do you use here? Okay. The car uses a blah 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 for power. It has to be replaced often. So what word do you use here? The word battery, right? Very good. The word battery. It means the car uses a battery for power. It has to be replaced often. Okay, so now we finish warm-up listening part, and in this session I hope you can listen and you can improve your listening very well. This is the end of our first session, and see you the second session.